Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Bob.
and today we're going to talk about the fact that the WNBA's biggest problem is not what they claim it is, it's actually their own racism and hypocrisy. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. So, the prevailing theme by the WNBA and some of the media connected with it has been that the reason the league wasn't popular is that people were racist against blacks and lesbians. They have not got the publicity they deserve. And by saying they deserve, they're implying that it's like the people's fault, like the fans' fault, that they're not giving them the publicity, which isn't true, of course, because people get to choose what they want to watch. And it doesn't seem to be indicate that it's based on racism, because there was a lot of white stars in the league, Rob, and I pointed this out before, that 25 greatest players of all time, according to them, is one woman from Portugal, 8 white women, and 16 black women. Some were biracial, whatever, but you get the point. The point is that 1/3 of the league players were white. So it wasn't like they had no white stars there. They had quite a bit. So right now, the WNBA grew well last year because of, we had no idea why. It's just some coincidence that took place. But of course, we know why, but they seem to think it wasn't that reason, or trying to pretend it's not Caitlin Clark. But when they tried to hold Caitlin Clark down, they hurt their own popularity, and they're trying to hold her down because of racism. And essentially, all this is that them being upset that it wasn't a black player or even a black lesbian player that suddenly made the league grow quickly instead of a white player who was straight. And it bothers them that happened, and they think it's unfair, and they think society is being unfair to them because a black lesbian didn't make the league explode, a white straight woman did. And in essence, that's what's bothering them the most, Rob.
Well, what bothers me the most, Mark, is like you said, before it was no problem. There was plenty of white players who were doing well in the WNBA. So why now you're picking on this particular straight white woman for what was the reasoning behind it? Is like that is what the topic comes up. It's because of racism. You don't want her to succeed, so you want to say things like, "Oh, she's this, and she's not about that. She's not that good." Already just try to down her, which was what was done to black people. The same thing. You're saying the same thing about Caitlin Clark, which they've always been talked about black people. So now, I guess, and then with the lesbians, same thing with the black lesbians. You've been discriminated against or put down, but now you have the power in the WNBA to be, be very prominent. But you're using it against, you're defeating the purpose. You're totally defeating your purpose.
Me, Rob. They're complaining about society being unfair to women, unfair to black women, unfair to lesbians or gays in general, and there's discrimination because of those, which is all true.
Right.
Because they're in the minority, and women aren't the minority, obviously, but they are in power and business more often.
Mm-hmm.
But yet when they have the majority, they do the same thing that they're complaining about society is doing in the way they treated Caitlin Clark this year and how they're trying to hold her down. So that I find that interesting and very hypocritical. And it's a shame that this is taking place because it's costing them money in their wallets.
Well, I mean, it comes from the top, right from the top. The whole, it's not just a few people. It's like a league plan, which is very strange. Which is really, it's like, what is wrong with you? What are you trying to do? So you're trying to then you run away like, oh no, we're trying to protect the black players. We're not just focusing in on that one player because that would hurt their feelings.
Right. But that's a corollary to this. Is problem number 2 is A'ja Wilson. They want A'ja Wilson to be the face of the league and the most popular player. And the problem is the fans, almost all the fans care about Caitlin Clark, and almost none of the fans care about A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is going to have her jersey retired in February, the same day as Caitlin Clark. And A'ja Wilson fans are all upset that the same day as Caitlin Clark. But nobody even knew A'ja Wilson was going to do it in February until Caitlin Clark announced hers, and everybody figured out it was the same day. Caitlin Clark announced it, and everybody knew about it right away. There's even one A'ja Wilson fan said, "What are you, effing stupid? You're doing the same day as A'ja Wilson." Well, they had 6 years to do A'ja Wilson's retirement day.
Right.
And they both wear the same number, the 22. So this is like an example of the favoritism towards A'ja Wilson, that they're, that's what they want. They think that she's this really popular, and she's not that popular. And things have come out, like the owner, Sheila Johnson from the Mystics, wanted Caitlin Clark to share her award with the entire league. Other people's feelings are going to be hurt. Now, they didn't care. Right now, just the other day, A'ja Wilson got WNBA Sports Illustrated Player of the Year, which I have no problem her getting the award. She was the MVP. And it's not, I'm not convinced it's based upon cultural influence or popularity, anything like that. So that's fine. She got that. I have no problem with it. But why isn't she sharing the award with everyone else? I'm confused. That's what everyone's going to say now because of her comment. Her comment is going to make her go down as the dumbest person in sports history. And I'm going to use this phrase from Franklin Roosevelt, her day of infamy. That was her day of infamy when she made that comment.
Definitely. I mean, Mark, she basically, which we don't like as being a black person, is that you kind of make us look kind of stupid and sound stupid. And the comment that it's an individual award, that's one thing. So why are you trying to bring in the whole NBA when it's an individual award? I mean, and then this comment, and then I mean, this the whole thing about that kind of mindset. What are you thinking when you were saying this? It doesn't sound right. It makes you look not intelligent, even though you're this supposedly smart businesswoman, black businesswoman, which is not that very. It's very rare to have and she's it's almost like a billionaire. So you would want to represent the blacks, but you just now dismay us like a fool. Like you sound like a fool.
But she looks racist, Rob. It's a racist comment. Let's be honest about it. Skip Bayless, who was promoting Angel Reese, and then later admitted, well, I felt guilty because a black woman helped raise me or something. That was what he said. Now he's promoting Caitlin Clark more, and he's being more objective. And he said, "Listen, this sounds racist," which it is. It's clearly based upon race. Because if A'ja Wilson or Angel Reese had won Time Athlete of the Year, she would not have said, "Why doesn't the whole league get this award? Why isn't the whole league on the cover?" That wouldn't have happened. Never in a million years would she have said that.
She would not include, like most people include. Every time you say Caitlin Clark, you have to include Angel Reese. As soon as you say Caitlin Clark, they include Angel Reese in that. So if Angel Reese had won or A'ja Wilson had won, she wouldn't say like, "Oh, but we had this other player, Caitlin Clark, who had a phenomenal year. Maybe she should have gotten it too." No, she would not have said that. She wouldn't have said it at all.
Right. And Skip Bayless said, yeah, she deserves the award. Lisa Bluter, they interviewed her, and she said, well, they could do a little bit better of just accepting her and promoting her a little bit. She was just nice about it. The way she said it, nice about it. And Dan Patrick said, it's okay. It's okay that Caitlin, helped grow the league and that she's real popular. It's okay. Just accept it. It's okay. It's like they won't accept it, Rob. They just won't accept it. It's okay. Listen, inevitably it was going to happen that it was going to blow up, and it just happened to be a white player because of her style of play. That's 90% of what's happening here. Michael Jordan, if he was white, would he have been more popular? Probably by a little bit, but he could have been much more popular. He was so freaking popular. He was the most popular athlete in the country and in the world for over 30 years. He couldn't have been much more popular. So people didn't care that he was black.
And as an owner, Mark, you should relish that. She came to your arena. You had to switch to a bigger arena, and she made money for your team, for the Mystics. She sold out the arena. That person sold out the. So aren't you in the business? If you're a business person, you don't care what color she is. Is this person going to make you money? Is she making you money? Yeah, I don't care what color she is. And the whole thing is, it's not like she's some average or fluke player. She's a phenomenal player, and she's only going to get better. So why wouldn't you, as a business person, a business mind, say, yeah, Look at these. I mean, get together with the owners. Hey guys, look at this. We got a gold mine here. Look at all this stuff happening.
Well,
People are watching us now, but
I
they,
would.
they don't get it. They don't get it.
I don't know how many owners there are in the WNBA. Obviously, I know how many teams there are, but there's more than one owner for some of these teams. And I don't know what the racial makeup or demographics of the makeup of the owners. But some of these owners must be upset that holding down Caitlin Clark is costing them money in the wallet because it's making the league less popular. When they didn't put her on the Olympic team, it cost everyone money. When they tried to not market her and hold her down this year, it cost everyone money. Well, if I'm an owner, I'm pissed. Yeah. I'm pissed at Renee Montgomery when she's said her went off the handle and said all this stuff. You're not like us. You're not part of us. You're not us. And it's like, wait, you're turning off fans. Everything, the commissioner who's inept, everything she's done is try to hold back Caitlin Clark and try to share all the popularity with the whole league. Like everybody's equal. And the marketing person who didn't market her, and then halfway through the season, well, we didn't see she was going to be popular. And
then the fans who did come start watching the WNBA because of Caitlin, calling them, oh, they're racist. Look at the stuff they're saying about Angel Reese. Like, wait a minute. What about the fans are saying about Caitlin Clark? You didn't call that out at all.
Those fans don't matter, Rob. Only Caitlin Clark fans are the only bad fans in the league. And, the refs, look like the refs. Some of the refs have a motive behind them. They have an agenda, Rob. They gave Caitlin Clark the short end of the stick on calls in 80% of her games probably, and never gave her the benefit of the doubt in calls at all in the other 20%. So she got screwed over on calls. The whole team, Indiana Fever, got screwed over in calls because they didn't want Indiana Fever to win, because if Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever shine, someone's feelings might get hurt. That's really what was taking place here.
I mean, that's what I mean as a coach. I mean, I would have gotten fined for it, but I would have definitely stood up and said, look, you guys aren't even making the calls for my players, especially Caitlin Clark. She's getting hammered out there. And the referees are standing there looking at him. She gets knocked over, gets knocked down on the ground, and then she gets poked in the eye, and nothing's done about that. I would go off. And I don't know if they find coaches in the WNBA, but I wouldn't care. It's like, I'm sticking up for my player. That's getting abused. She's abused. She got abused physically and mentally.
There's children running this league, Rob. They're not used to criticism, and that's a real problem. We're not even supposed to criticize them, according to Nanike Agumike. She just said don't be critical. Like, really? They're sports fans. That's all sports fans do, is be critical.
Well, they criticized their game. I'm sure they criticized your game, the way you played.
Well, they have unrealistic expectations. They want the league to be popular, and they want to emphasize blacks and lesbians. And there's not a big market for people who want to just watch black lesbians. That's really, or just promote black lesbians. People want to watch all athletes, not just black lesbians. So your league's not going to be real popular. You could do that, but your league's not going to be real popular.
Mark, they want to watch basketball. That's the bottom line. They just want to watch basketball. They're not worried about race, color, creed, whatever. They just want to see a basketball game, and that's what they're into. But WNBA doesn't have that kind of, that's, like I said, that's a big problem. They want to focus in on this racism of what about this thing, or the whataboutism that's been going out. There is no whataboutism. You're promoting it. You're bringing it out. No one else is bringing it out. When Caitlin Clark came into the league, they didn't go, hey, here's this white first-round player. Ooh, hey, here's this white rookie of the year. Here's this white person who's breaking all the assist records. What does that have to do with anything? Color.
Well, they think they're not popular because it's society's fault. When, in essence, part of it's their fault. They play prison ball, and people are saying, came on to, well, we don't really like this prison ball. You guys are more physical than the NBA. And it makes it for a slow down type of game. And it denies the athletic ability of the better athletes when they have all this fouling that's not called. And they don't realize that's part of the problem, why they're not popular. And instead they blame it on race instead of blaming on problems with the league. So their number one problem is themselves, because they keep claiming racism where it doesn't exist. I'm not saying there's not racism in society. I'm saying because of their league. That's not the reason their league's not popular. It's not because of racism, because the NBA, the NFL is very popular, and they were between 70 to 80% black athletes, and they're very popular. So that's not why people watch black athletes. Most of the most popular and best athletes in this country are black, even though they're only 13% of the population.
And you're right, Mark. With the prison ball, the women's game is already a slow game and hard to watch. So if you add in the fact that they're slowing down, they're freaking hammering each other, and they're doing the playing to get the ball inside. That's no one's going to watch it even less. I mean, they watched it, but now with Caitlin Clark, they saw, hey, got the ball, pushing the ball up the court. Ooh, nice passing, pushing the ball. Oh, length of the court passes like Wes Unseld. Whoa, this is she's exciting. Wow.
Yeah, they can't accept the fact that a white player could be this exciting. I guess I don't know. I don't know what they can't accept, but it exists. So there's 5 stages of grief, which happens a lot of times when someone dies, and the first is denial, and they're still in the first stage, Rob. The next step is anger, which they've exhibited. So they're in like steps 1 and 2, right. Bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So they're still at least 2 to 3 steps away from getting to acceptance. So we're in for the long haul here, Rob. They haven't even gotten to bargaining, although they do. Yeah, there was some bargaining, like co-rookie of the year for Angel Reese and stuff like that. There was a little bit into the third stage, but they were nowhere near acceptance. So I think we're going to be stuck with this silliness for a long time.
Well, Mark, they're going to. That is going to be, if they don't like change. The league is going to die. So essentially, it is almost like a death. Because I mean, if they don't. I don't know.
I think Caitlin Clark, as long as she's in the league's not going to die.
No, but I mean, I'm saying, people are calling for her, like, get out of the league, and then the league, they know the league will fail.
But then the league could die, Rob, because I think it would. All the new fans would be gone, and I think it would have ticked off some of the old fans saying, "What'd you guys do? We were kind of enjoying the new brand of basketball, and Caitlin Clark, you just kicked her out." Like, let's say this happens, Caitlin Clark just gets fed up and starts a new league or something like that. I think they would lose. They would lose the old time fans too. And again, some of them might be tired of the racism also, but they were fans and they liked women's basketball.
Yeah, they were watching it. Like I said, they were watching it for that reason, because of basketball. And now you take it. It's like canceling your favorite show. You know? Oh my God, what the hell? What are you doing? I was watching this. This is my favorite show. Now you cancel it. What are you doing?
You've got to realize you can't force us to like the players that you want to like, regardless of what their race or sexuality is. They're going to like the players that are exciting and that have good personalities. Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart, the 2 biggest stars talent-wise in the league, at least coming into this year, don't have likable personalities. Nafisa Collier does. Okay, so people are going to get behind her. Angel Reese, some people like her personality, some people don't, but she's popular. But you've got to be likable for people to want to care about you and want to watch you. Asia Wilson's not likable, but the league wants her to be likable, and it doesn't work that way. They want her to be popular.
Plus now you're even bringing in players who's not even in the league yet. One player 2 years out of being in the league, and you're trying to get her out of the way. So what are you doing?
People connected with the WNBA and some of the media are trying to replace Caitlin Clark already with Paige Becker and Juju Watkins. And they're not the same exciting players. It's not, the level of excitement is never going to be there no matter how great of players they become. So they won't accept that. They're not at acceptance yet, Rob. They're nowhere close to acceptance.
Nope.
Right now they're in bargaining. They're in bargaining. They're going to say, oh, okay, well, we got Caitlin Clark's popular. We're going to have another really popular person, just as popular. And it's going to be Juju or Paige or whatever.
They're coming in. They're right here.
They're trying. One thing I learned about my father is he's a psychologist, is that when you're in denial, you're never going to be able to deal with things properly. And so you have to do that. You just have to deal with it, get past the denial stage. And that's what's causing the biggest problem in the WNBA is their own racism they don't see, and the denial that is related to that.
Yeah, denial that they are racist, denying the fact.
Right, or they think that they're not popular because of racism when it's other reasons. So they're in denial for several things, and they're thinking that Caitlin Clark's popularity is huge reason was because of her race, when it's just a small part of why she's popular. So they're in denial about that too. They're in denial about a lot of things, which is the problem with all of this. They're in denial about so much involving this discussion, and they don't realize that's what the problem is. And that's why they're going to hurt their own league from growing, even though they got this golden child that is a gift, and they're not even taking advantage of the gifts. So it's pretty sad.
Yeah. All right.
Nice. Let us know what you think down below. Make intelligent, non-insulting comments. And if you like this video, hit the like button and please share it with other people. And again, we want to repeat what we maybe should say every video, that we appreciate your support.
Yes, we do.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make Rob happy and show your support. Hit that notification bell when you do it so you get notified of our next video. And if you want to join us for our live show, you can. And it's every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time. And you can call in for that show, so it's pretty cool. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.